HopeTorture. Here is HopeTorture. Over here at the upper left is the one, the only, the War 3 Pro, now turned to Starcraft 2.
You know, an interesting little story about Czech. I talked to him back when the beta first came out. He was playing a ridiculous amount. I think he may have played more ladder games on the Korean server than pretty much anyone else. So this guy, he's kind of the age where you're supposed to go to the Army. Decided to put that off, really wants to become a top-of-the-line StarCraft 2 player, and he has been doing nothing but playing all day, every day since the game came out.
I really respect the guy. He's a really nice guy, and he works really hard.
Yeah.
He did it in Warcraft 3, and he's doing it in StarCraft 2. Now, this is a two-player map, so there are more risky all-in strategies you can do. And we do see actually pretty standard stuff here from the Terran. No barracks first, nothing like that. And he does send the drone out.
Looks like he wants to go for a 14 hatchery. I love this build on this map.
15 hatch even. He wants to get that extra drone out.
Well, sent that drone a bit too early then. But no, a hatchery first on this map can be quite good, especially when you scout with that Overlord. It's actually a great move to send the Overlord over. If you see the barracks being made in the Terran base with the new increased build times on the Bunker and Reaper, you can actually just throw down that hatchery on 14 or 15 on Scrap Station, and he's not going to be able to kill you with a rush. Nice little Arctos fun fact there.
Fun fact. It is, so far, just become a very, you know, standard game so far over here.
Yeah.
So we can see over here at the Czech space, the Czech Republic, if you will.
The Czech Democratic Republic. He is a Zerg player, Tasteless.
That's right. Here is the spawning pool. Not much happening yet. I mean, these builds very ordinary. And here we go. Begins to get the tech lab. Note, nice usage of the Marine here from Into the Rainbow. You keep the Marine skimming the edge of the base. He doesn't want to let that Overlord get in here. He wants to avoid the Overlord spotting the tech lab for as long as possible. Just keep your opponent in the dark.
Yeah, really every Terran player in the world by now should be making 2 Marines against Zerg to patrol the edges of their base. If you don't let the Overlord in, sometimes you will actually just get a free win where the Zerg has countered incorrectly. Yeah, or sometimes a free Overlord. And that's true. That's just as good.
You know, one thing that's tough for Zerg against Terran is that it's not that Zerg can't beat Terran or anything like that. It's that the Zerg just have so many less options than a Terran player. The Terran player can do so many different things.
Yeah.
And if the Zerg players are prepared for that, that can be tough. Now, Stim is on the way, so we're starting to see a little bit of the strategy he's going to use here.
Double gas already. Kind of interesting. I could definitely see some sort of Banshee Marine build being used. A very strong Terran versus Zerg strategy, but one that we don't see that often.
And it looks like he actually is not going to manage to save that. And these legs, oh my God, almost managed to slip in there.
Yeah.
But he has pretty much seen what his opponent's up to. Now he's going to go to get a reactor.
Okay, okay. Of course, Reactor Hellion, very good on this map because it's a very wide choke that Zerg has to defend.
Yeah, right here. And
gotta
of course, this area as well.
A third queen being made right now by Czech.
So he may indeed actually be scared of Banshees.
Yeah, a third queen on this map, too, is something I quite like. It's just so close by air, and it's hard to get creep everywhere that you want it, so that third queen can just be pretty great.
Well, you want to get a lot of creep tumors out, too, and try to spread that creep everywhere.
You know, it's really, I think in the future we're going to see a lot of games where people have that extra queen just laying creep tumors for a long time. It can become so very useful.
And take a look-see here.
Viking build.
Oh,
or maybe Medivacs, In fact, I think it's going to be Medivacs.
Well, he is getting stimmed, so Medivacs wouldn't be a bad idea. Second barracks and double Medivacs. So he might do a double Medivac drop here. When builds like this, we can see players expand to the island too, since they know they can defend the island pretty easily.
Yeah, that's something we've seen underused overall in StarCraft 2 so far, but in the GSL recently, a lot of players have been taking that island on Scrap Station. It is so hard to break.
The 2 Medivacs almost out. He does have Let's see what his plan is.
And SCVs. Interesting that he brings this many SCVs. I believe those are going to be to repair and make bunkers. But Czech has already filled up a lot of creep in his base, so this might... oh, I like this. Look at this. All these queens in here. And he realizes, uh-oh, this is actually... My drop will get completely destroyed here. The queens take down the medevacs, and the Zerglings clean up. Nice play by Czech.
Yeah, meanwhile, Czech actually sends an Overlord in here to suicides, and he needs to see what if he get any more information. And there's actually a pretty interesting build here from Into the Rainbow. I mean, it's a pretty well timed out, and he's going to go ahead and maybe peek again. Zerg might think that the other player's given up.
I really like that Viking. He's going to clean up a lot of scout overlords. It's going to help his drops immensely so that Czech cannot scout them and preemptively have units where they're going.
It's really smart. He's going to get some attention diverted over here. He might even try to drop over here. And by the way, did you notice that hold that thought, actually.
This is actually going to be a great drop. He's going to take out this Overlord, and if you run those Zerglings up there, you are dead, Czech. Don't do it. He runs the Zerglings up, kiting nicely. They get, oh, this is not that good for Czech.
Yeah, the Hellions in the back are going to clean up.
That was not a good idea. He needed his queens to help at that point, and he might lose his queens and his spire here. A lot of drones out as well. One queen going down. Second queen might go down here, and targeting that spire. Just not a good move by Czech to engage with those Zerglings.
He took out the spire. He can take out the lair down here. He should not have engaged. The Hellions in the back. Clean that up. And without this expansion, there's really not a whole lot you can do. Meanwhile, back here at the base, you can see Into the Rainbow doing a great job of macroing.
And it looks like the layer going to go down. I have a bad feeling, Tasteless, that we might be seeing a GG pretty quickly here from Czech.
We might actually have one Zerg to make it to the final 8 here. The Master Fruit Dealer. Meanwhile, we got another drop over here in the back. That's going to open up the entrance to the front. He picks up again. He's just been controlling the position of his opponent. He now has control of the ramp.
And here's his style that Into the Rainbow is so well known for. Multi-pronged harassment. Can Czech keep up? I don't know, man. It's looking grim.
He's going to go for the Baneling that's Baneling Nest, excuse me. That's going to trigger. He's going to have to attack before that gets killed. And it does get killed.
Not good at all for Czech. He has very little left at this point, and he's red supplied, so he can't even make more units. And this micro,
oh my God,
it's too much to deal with.
Here comes another drop in the back.
Will the Banelings get this one? Looks like they do.
But of course, the bulk of his army is over here. He just wanted to get those Banelings out of the way. Only 5 Banelings defending. And
oh my. Those are the last 2 Banelings left, though. No Baneling Nest surviving any longer. And just no units left for Czech. Dropping off to kill that Muta, and the drones come up. I think we're going to be seeing GG as soon as this unloads. Poor Czech man gets utterly destroyed this game by Rainbow's multitasking.
There it is, GG. Rainbow's multitasking was just too much. Wow. Rainbow is going to get a lot of money.
Yeah, our second Zerg out of the tournament. This leaves only Cool to represent Zerg in the top 8.
That's right. The Fruit Dealer himself is the only Zerg left. Into the Rainbow could very well win this thing. Old Starcraft 1 Pro looking pretty good this time.
Yeah. Great play by him. I have no complaints, man. He's such a solid player. I really like that he brought back the style that he's more known for, the multi-pronged drop harassment.
Yeah.
And on that map, a very good choice. You know, Test really made, Czech really made a bad mistake. When he just sent his Zerglings up into that drop, that was just such a wrong mistake. I cannot emphasize enough. If he had used those with the queens at the same time to engage that, he actually could have broken that if controlled correctly.
Yeah.
You know, the Zerglings went up. He didn't control them. They were attacking 2 SCVs in the front. Everything got a lot of pot shots, moved into the corner, no surface area for that massive Zerglings. He just did everything wrong at that point. Into the Rainbow rolled him over after that.
That was when the game just snowballed out of control. He couldn't recover from that. Especially a strategy that was so dropship heavy. He had the reactor on there, and I saw that, and I can see if you didn't know that there was going to be like Hellions involved in the drop, that I'm just going to send my links here and kill this. But with the Hellions in the back of that, that changes everything because the angle the Zerglings are coming at, those Hellions just clean house. So that's too bad. I wish I could have seen Czech get farther, but
yeah.
You know,
You're not the only one.
Into the Rainbow is definitely a very talented player, and Tarion is very strong right now too. So I mean, that's something to keep in mind. But I hope Czech, joins the GSL again.
Oh, I'm sure he will. He's not going anywhere for quite some while. Czech wants to be one of the top players in Korea. I think he's already accomplished that, and he's going to keep going forward. You know, StarCraft 2 is just getting bigger and bigger over here.
So
Speaking
awesome.
of which, right now registration is open for GSL Season 2.
Oh, right, yeah.
Go to
Register.
GOMTV.net.
Yeah.
Sign up, and if you are in Korea on the 9th and 10th, you have to be here. Then you can play. Don't go anywhere. I'm about to have an interview with Into the Rainbow.
We'll be right back.
There's a party in your bedroom all night.